National Insurance Service pays out more than $50 million in claims as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The National Union of Public Workers worried about the treatment of Liat workers. And in sports, a West Indies legend pins Windies batting hopes against England on Shea Hope.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
A very good evening to you with this weekend edition of CBC Newsnight. I'm Ryan Broom in our top story. The fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in more than 50,000 unemployment claims being processed by the National Insurance Department up to this month. In fact, the NIS has already paid out more than $50 million in such claims. The revelation, an update from Prime Minister Mia Motley as she delivered the feature address for the NIS Virtual Gem Award ceremony last evening in celebration of the department's 53rd anniversary. Now, she says as a result of the pandemic, the NIS has been enduring the greatest test since it was established.
Across a typical year, you may receive less than 10,000 claims spread through the year. In just 12 weeks, to the 19th of June of this year, 50,196 termination certificates were received, which converted to approximately 35,000 unemployment benefit claims. As of the same date, over 90% of the qualifying claimants have received payments totaling over $52 million. This significant increase in the volume of claims has called for an all-hands-on-deck approach by the staff of the department, which has been working beyond the call of duty to have benefit payments made as quickly as possible. I thank you for that effort.
And the Prime Minister adds that the COVID-19 pandemic has demonstrated the crucial role that the National Insurance Department plays in Barbados. Ms. Motley says it is no coincidence that at 53 years, the NIS is almost as old as Barbados as an independent country.
It has been our society's spear and shield, our economy's critical supply line and reinforcement. This year's theme, NIS, the lifeline serving and securing the nation, aptly describes both the expectation of the population and the reality of many applicants in need of some form of income replacement. We all know how many funds this department runs, and quite a few of them are currently under pressure.
The National Union of Public Workers is worried about the treatment of a number of workers employed by regional airline Liat. Now, Acting General Secretary Delcia Burke says a recent chain of events has had members of the pilot body, especially those in Barbados, on edge, and as a consequence, they have sought the union's input. Now, Liat's management has, however, stated publicly it only recognizes LIALPA as a bargaining body for the pilots. Ms. Burke says, be that as it may, the NUPW is not at all satisfied with the way Liat has been addressing workers' concerns.
Because apart from the fact that the pilots have been laid off and have received nothing at all from Liat or from the government of Antigua or from the shareholders, we have had outstanding issues, other issues that would have occurred before COVID, which have not been addressed, which are still outstanding. And some of those issues include pensions. Some of those issues include cases that would have gone before the court of Antigua and would have been settled in the favor of the workers and these persons have not received any awards that the court would have allowed them.
Now, Ms. Burke's comments come as Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown, announces that Liat will have to be liquidated. According to Mr. Brown, a new entity will be formed and a meeting of all shareholders will be held shortly to discuss the matter. Prime Minister Brown says the airline's losses have increased exponentially as a result of COVID-19. In other news, while a long-term action plan to tackle crop damage by monkeys is still in the making, local farmers now have access to a useful tool to help in the interim. This through a publication called The Best Practices in Green Monkey Deterrence, a manual for farmers in Barbados. Following an increase in complaints from farmers about crop damage, Environment Minister Trevor Prescott requested the reconvening of the Green Monkey Subcommittee of the Working Group on Biodiversity, noting that the farmers' concerns were a national priority. Now, the manual has been produced by the Biodiversity Conservation and Management Section of the Ministry of Environment and National Beautification. It contains a review of local and international techniques to deter monkeys from raiding cultivated foods and aims to reduce monkey crop damage rather than reduce the monkey population. Well, the Barbados Association of Journalists and Media Workers, or BARJAM, has condemned the treatment meted out to media professionals yesterday while attempting to cover the court appearance of the man charged with the murder of news photographer Christoph Griffith and contractor Glenroy James. Now, President of BARJAM, Emmanuel Joseph, has expressed deep concern that reporters and photographers who went to the District A Magistrates Court to execute their duties were barred from entering the yard by the police.
It is equally disturbing to learn from the media workers who were affected that the instructions came from on high. BARJAM notes that even though the media professionals were eventually allowed beyond the barriers and the barricades into the courtroom, that happened after certain calls were made to a police public relations official by a senior journalist complaining about the situation. The association has since reached out to the police public relations, seeking a follow-up with the Commissioner of Police to shed light on the situation and to find common ground.
Meanwhile, Police Public Relations Officer Inspector Rodney Innes did not specifically comment on the incident in question, but he has confirmed that a meeting is to be convened by police very soon involving BARJAM and media managers to address issues related to police and media relations. Welcome back. Well, the government of China has made yet another donation to Barbados to assist in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. This time around, the Chinese ambassador to Barbados, Yang Zhusheng, presented several laptops to Education Minister Santia Bradshaw. Now, he says his country is pleased to assist Barbados with its online education venture.
11 excellent Beijing students have applied for the scholarship. My colleagues in China are working hard to finalize the preparatory work for them. I hope good news can come soon to them.
And Education Minister Santia Bradshaw thanked the Chinese for the gesture.
As we try to reach our target, we are working towards ensuring that we can get those devices into the hands of the students as quickly as we possibly can. The good news is that I know that more are coming, and that this is really a small contribution towards a larger level of assistance that the People's Republic of China intends to assist Barbados with.
To news from the region now, in Grenada, the organizers of Spice Mass have produced the island's first virtual carnival experience and have described it as a huge success.
I get me clothes and I'm ready for the road, come and watch it.
Spice Mass 2020 was postponed to 2021 as a result of the coronavirus pandemic, which also forced the cancellation of other carnivals in the region. Spice Mass Corporation announced in May that it would bring the virtual experience to masqueraders this year using online platforms. On Thursday night, SMC executed the first ever Carnival City virtual experience. Spice Mass Corporation Chief Executive Officer Kelvin Jacobs says for its opening production of the virtual show, SMC was successful with its delivery of the Spice Mass experience to viewers and listeners.
Well, I believe last night's production went very well. From all the reviews that we've received so far, we think that everything went very well, considering it's something that we've done for the very first time. A virtual carnival experience, bringing it out there to the people, taking carnival to the people rather than the people coming to the carnival venue. We thought it went very well. On our platform last night in the views, I think we had about 1,800 people viewing our page, and the same amount of viewers would have spread across the other pages, the Go to Fed page, the Party Grenada page, etc. And by this morning, I think we are up to about over 50,000 views in total.
Jacobs says while keeping with COVID-19 protocols and following strict guidelines as mandated by health officials, there were no issues arising from the new mode of operations.
So we are on again next Thursday from 7 p.m. We will be going live again on the various platforms. more platforms as well, because we will be having GBN TV and GBN social media pages with us, because GBN will be actually taking the lead on Thursday, powering up the sound, etc. for the event. So they will actually be executing the production that we have planned from the office.
He added that next Thursday, the Grenada Broadcasting Network will be co-piloting the Carnival City virtual experience.